Welcome, everyone, to our prayer journey with my Todd as we continue stepping through the book of Ruth, one verse at a time. And we left off our last chapter with Naomi giving advice to Ruth on really how to walk right. And she tells us, stay away from the men and walk with the maidens and stay in the field until the barley harvest and wheat harvest are completed. And at the same time, she abides with Ruth, keeping her reputation intact. So the next scene we're going to get is going to be more like a woman's movie. You know, when you go to a man's movie, like The Bourne Identity, what do you expect? Adventure, fighting, gunfire, a lot of intrigue. But when you go to a woman's movie, and I have done this a lot because I had two daughters, and my dates would be taking them to Pride and Prejudice movie, Sense and Sensibility, and Little Woman, and some others, Where the Heart Is. But in these movies, a lot of the time, the big impactful scenes for women are putting the makeup on and getting the makeover done and, encouraging them what to say when they go on their date. And in a sense, we're going to get this with Naomi. Naomi's a smart, godly woman, and she knows how to get back her field, and this is what we're going to see. And so she tells Ruth here in verse 3, Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for thee, that it may be well with thee? And now is not Boaz of thy kindred, with whose maidens thou wast? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. So she's setting it up. He says, this is the scene. Here's how you're going to get in the presence of Boaz. You've been sticking to the maidens and not to the men, not flirting. Remember, she didn't flirt in the first place. So, Naomi's got a plan here, and she's going to get her daughter-in-law ready to meet Boaz in the right manner and time. So in verse 3, she goes, Wash thyself, here's the scene, therefore, and anoint thee. And I'm sure she helped, and probably some other woman came and gave advice on how to dress. And put thy raiment upon thee, and get thee down to the floor. But make not thyself known unto the man until she have done eating and drinking. So they're going to go, Ruth is going to go with the maidens before the floor where they're winnowing things. They're doing what I was saying in my last video about separating the wheat and the chaff and just getting that out of the way. And so everybody's going to be dirty and smelly. So he tells her, you dress up and you get looking really good and you hide yourself. Obviously, I guess the maidens didn't do this kind of work, or if they did, Ruth didn't do it, so she could stay away and be clean and fresh and smell real good. So, and then verse 4, And it shall be, when he lieth down, that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie. So now what's going to happen, they're going to be working so hard that they're going to be exhausted, and they're going to pick a spot, and they're all going to sleep on the floor until the morning, and then go back to work again. So she says, when he goes to sleep, mark his spot. Go there and see exactly where he is laying. And thou shalt go in and uncover his feet, lift up the blanket over his feet, and lay thee down, and he shall tell thee what they shall do. And this sounds kind of weird to us. I know when you see some birds with their mating rituals, have weird mating rituals. Well, this is probably something similar because there's symbolism with this. This is not to do anything that you would see in our movies today. This is the position of the man and the woman so that he knows he needs to do something for her. So let me go on. And she went down and onto the floor and did according to all her mother had bade her. So she did everything that Naomi said. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to have to tune in again to find out what happens next. because this story gets really good. All right. So until next time, may Jesus increase as we decrease.